In the ashy aftermath of last episode's volcanic explosion, Galadriel and Theo are separated from the rest. They make for an appealing duo of brashness and restraint, with Galadriel as a warrior no longer motivated by revenge. Instead, she is driven by guilt. When she tells Theo not to carry the weight of the battle on his shoulders, she might as well be talking to herself. Then she tells him what a well meaning Christian might say to the grieving. Basically, that it's all part of God's plan.
My home is gone. Where's the design in that?
I cannot yet see it.
Personally, I'd prefer for Galadriel to lose her piety in exchange for more secular motivations. But it looks like her devoutness will remain essential in the series. It shouldn't be surprising that this Galadriel is the central hero of the Rings of Power, an adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy world. He was a devout Catholic, and the co-showrunner J.D. Payne is a practicing Mormon. Religious morality is easy to insert into tales where good and evil are clearly defined, so I appreciate when Tolkien or the show writers add some nuance, like when the orcs were portrayed more sympathetically last episode. But the story becomes problematic the more it endorses higher powers, whether divine or monarchic. It's odd to me that the Southlanders so easily accept and cheer for Halbrand as their king, without question. Perhaps Halbrand is meant to be a false idol. But if anyone is to lead, wouldn't the villagers pick someone they know, like Bronwyn? It seems communal governance for the Southlanders is too much to ask for in a world so invested in and uncritical of feudalism. Prince Durin at least is at odds with his old-fashioned father, the king of Khazad-dûm, who declares that the fate of the elves has been decided by wiser minds, essentially evoking the fear of gods. When Durin lambasts Disa for berating his father, he tells her that he cannot teach his children to ignore the will of the king. Of course Durin is going to speak well of royalty, since he is next in line. We may be inclined to side with Durin and Disa on the matter of mithril extraction, but their solution is underwhelming. They are to wait until Durin ascends to the throne to get to mining. The scene is meant to be heartwarming, but it feels like another call for compliance. The Rings of Power isn't afraid to show the brutality of war, yet it sanitizes the authority of kings and the divine. I'm not asking for bleakness, quite the opposite. I'd like to watch a colorful fantasy show with earnest heroes and inspiring fellowships, but who fight more than biblical evil and perhaps even rebel against self-righteous authority. Okay, so maybe Tolkien is not for me, but the Harfoots have the potential to enliven my spirit next episode. Nori, Poppy, Goldie, and Sadok finally go off trail this week to find Meteor Man. I'm also eager to see more of those bad witches in white. They're a lot more interesting antagonists than the orcs. The Mordor reveal at the end there could have been done better, especially in an episode that did so well with progressing the narrative by using emotion and clever visuals, as opposed to wordy exposition. It would have been the perfect time to use a map transition. You know, despite this episode's reverence for authority, this might be my favorite one of the season. Maybe it's because the cast reached their lowest point this week and are now revitalized to embark on new journeys as their better selves. It's almost like the adventure has just begun. Too bad next week is the season finale.